Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Jay from Coding with Jaybird, where I upload weekly tutorials to help build your confidence in coding. Today we're going to learn about external CSS style sheets. Let's get started, shall we? So we're going to continue from where we left off in our last video where we talked about CSS and how we apply styling using inline styles right in our HTML document. So today I'm going to show you two other ways of applying CSS styles to our HTML document. And the first one is to actually have a style tag right in the head of the document. So we write a style tag, so an opening and closing tag, and inside of it we can write our CSS styles. Now our first style, as you can see, is here where our body tag has been given a background color of light coral. So now what I can do is I can write the body element in my style tag, followed by curly braces, and in here I'm going to have a combination of CSS selectors and the value that we're going to give them. So I'm going to say background color, colon, and I'll give it a value of light coral, just as we did before. Now I can also write the text align, so text align selector, colon, center. Now note I can have these CSS styles one beside the other within my style tag if I like, but it's usually good practice to put them one below the other. And because I have that there, I can delete this entire style equals quotation from our body tag. And when I save it, you're going to see that everything looks exactly the same as before. And that's because our body is getting its styling from the style tag in the head of our document. All right, so let's go ahead and apply that to our H1 next. So we've given our H1, as you can see over here, a color of blue. So let's go ahead and select our H1 element, followed by curly braces. And once again, our selector will be color of value blue. And then we can delete this from our H1 tag right here. Now we also have the styling on our paragraph where we've given it the font family Arial. So I'm just going to write in our style tag, let's select our P tag, curly braces, and then I want to write font family Arial. Arial. And once again, I can delete it from our inline style tag there. And we have some styling on our section. So we can write our section element's name in our style tag, followed by curly braces. And then I can just go ahead and copy all of this styling. So I'll just cut and paste this out of here directly into my section. And then I can delete this style equals quotation since there's nothing in it. And when I save it once again, everything looks the same. And of course, it looks a little bit nicer and neater if we were to drop each one of these selectors down to a new line. It's a bit easier for the human eye to read. Okay, so what else is left? We have one more styling. Now it's also a section element and it has the following styling. So let's cut the styling out of here. And now let's write the word section once again, followed by curly braces. And we'll place our new styling. But let's see what's going to happen here. Now what just happened? Our first section also changed to give us this background image of snow. And why is that? That's because we have two section selectors. So how does the document know which section we are trying to give just these styles to? And which section are we trying to give these styles to? So what it actually does is it gets a bit confused. It takes all of this styling and it applies it first, and then it overrides it with any following styling. So CSS is read from top down. So anything that you have towards the bottom of your CSS style tag is going to be applied last and override any previous rules. So of course, that's not what we want to do here. We don't want this image in that first section. So we're going to learn a new concept next week that'll allow us to target specific elements only within our HTML document. Okay, but for now, I'm just going to leave it as it is. And we're going to save that. And of course, we want to delete this style equals quotation from our section opening tag. I think I've covered everything except our H2. I forgot to apply the style of font size of 40 pixels. So let's cut that out of here. And let's also add our H2. So we'll say H2 curly braces, and we'll give it a font size of 40 pixels. And let's not forget to remove this empty style equals quotation. And now everything looks great on the right hand side. So now this is just one way of applying CSS styling. There is another way, which is actually a better way, and that's to take all of this content in the style tag that we see here and actually put it in a separate CSS document. So for us to do that, let's open up our Explorer here. Let's create a new folder with the second icon at the top, and we'll call this CSS. And now inside the CSS folder, let's create a new file with this first icon, and we'll call it styles.css. So it has a .css extension, meaning it's a cascading style sheet. Now what we can do is we can take all of the styling from the head of our document that we had in this style tag. So let's grab everything inside the opening and closing style tag. I'll cut that out of there, and I can place that directly inside the styles.css, like so. And of course, we can align this a little bit nicer, make it look pretty. Okay, everything looks a bit nicer now that I've moved our curly brackets over to the left. All right, so now how do we get these styles to work? Because when I save this index.html document, we'll see that everything is removed. All of our styling is gone. And that's because we have no styles in the opening and closing style tag. So let's go ahead and delete that. What we want to do instead is we want to target the styles.css style sheet. So we can actually use a new tag called link. So we're going to write link space, and we have to write rel equals, and in here we say it's a style sheet, and we're basically letting this HTML document know that we're grabbing a style sheet, and then we need to give it some href, meaning just like we would for our anchor tag, we need to give it that attribute to let us know, or to let this document know, where is that CSS file coming from. So we'll say href equals, and then we're going to end our link tag. So let's see what we're going to put in this reference. Well, we know that we're currently in this index.html file, and we need to hop inside the CSS folder to target the styles.css. So we can simply write CSS / meaning enter the CSS folder, and grab the styles.css style sheet. And upon saving it, we're going to see that all of our styles have applied. Now, I'm not seeing that snow image. And why is that? And that's because we have the background image set to this file path. Now this file path is not going to work from our styles.css file. It works from the index.html file. So how do we rewrite this to be the correct file path from this style sheet? Well, we always need to ask ourselves, where are we in this document? So we're in the styles.css. So we're sitting inside the CSS folder. So we need to hop out of this folder. And the way you hop out of a folder is in the beginning of the file path, you write .. / and that exits the folder that the file is currently in. And then we need to say, let's go inside the img folder and grab the snow.jpg image. So when I save it, it should work properly. And there you go, it does. And it's as easy as that. Once you have a link which has an href to a style sheet, and this is our external style sheet, you can apply as many CSS styles to that document as you like. I hope you've enjoyed this video so far. If you have, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you can stay up to date with new videos every week. Stay tuned for my next video where we're going to talk about targeting different elements from our HTML document without just using their element tag names. Until next week, keep on coding.